Good day, traders. Welcome back to the TFE FX Presso, where we're looking at the market. Are we buying or are we selling for the day? Let's look into the market again, guys. This is just educational. I'm not a financial advisor. It's purely for education and help you to make your decisions purely on your own, traders. You can use these levels that I've given you guys, my understanding about the market, to make your own decisions. Okay, guys. So with that being said, let's get started shortly. Let's get it started shortly. So first of all, on gold, right? Now, the very first thing I would recommend every single trader to do is have a look at what happened yesterday. And if you joined yesterday, you know exactly what this is over here. You guys get, you know exactly, we said market will come down. We try to get into this area, then go higher. As you can see, market failed to come all the way lower. It missed it by a few points and then went all the way higher. As you can see right there, market pulled just about a few points, just a few points, and then market went all the way up. So with that being said, the direction was 100% correct. The direction was 100% correct. We wanted the long in the market, and therefore we still want to pat ourselves on the back that we were on the right side of the market. And we find a lot of traders, they tend to not be able to actually spot the right side. I mean, they're not able to be on the right side of the market because it's simple analysis, but sometimes they cluttered with the decision making. So what I would like you to do, the very first thing to make sure that your mindset and your decision making on the market is not cluttered, you start on a high time frame and delete all your drawings like this. And let's start on a daily time frame. So right off, guys, let's look at what is happening on gold for the day. You can see, let's see what's happening on the daily time frame, and then we can make our decision. So based on a daily time frame, guys, we can see the previous day was a doji type of candles or slowdown in the market. And today already showing us a lot of momentum to the upside. Now, the question that comes in my mind is this going to continue? Is this rally going to continue? Or will the market just pull back and leave a wick? This is the mindset you need to have. You need to think about, is the market going to continue with this momentum, or will it just leave a wick behind and then roll over for the sells? That is what I would want you guys to think about when you're making these decisions in the market. Okay, so with my understanding is that if the previous day was bullish, we should have a continuation for a bullish momentum again. Now, already there's a lot of momentum to the upside, but that doesn't mean we cannot continue with a buy. It just means that we might have a weak, maybe market pulls back a little bit lower, right, on a lower time frame, and then continues going back up. Okay, so let's have a look on a low time frame, like a 4 hour, and we break this down. What is happening on gold today? So first of all, guys, we can see that we broke literally above these highs, clean highs over there, right? And what you want to do is you probably want to round this off to a psychological number, which is put it straight 14180, and you lock that in. Now we have a clean resistance that market broke, right, impulsively. And again, you can have a support, but I don't think honestly that gold will come all the way back and then buy from here for the day. That is not necessarily my perspective on the market. I wouldn't look for that. It's just a bit far-fetched, meaning that the market should drop down, drop. Look, honestly, anything can happen in the market, but personally, I wouldn't want to look for that today. Okay, on the 1 hour time frame. And now what I'm looking on the 1 hour time frame is to get that intraday trend. The intraday, we already know the market's buying higher, right? We already know the market is pricing in a higher price. We can see that from this point in time the market created a low and it created a higher low, higher low, higher low. You understand? It's creating these higher lows, so the market is pricing higher. And if you build a store, right, and you write down on, write on your journal, the market is building a higher lows, high lows. You can automatically visualize, see it, write it down. You start understanding the storyline behind the trend in the market right now. You understand? You want to kind of see, okay, is this going to continue or will it reverse? Now, the main factor is that I would want to first continue with the major trend that's happened already, right? So if it's fine, I want to continue with that. Okay, so I'm looking for a counter trend. But before moving to counter trend, let's see on a 4 hour and 1 hour, on a 1 hour, 30 minute, 50 minute, where potentially are AOIs, areas of interest that the market could potentially want to buy from. And then I start doing analysis of where can the market potentially like reverse from now. Because now I have one side for potential buys, but also I can see what will happen if this buy doesn't happen. How will I get involved with the sell? Remember, we're not only going for one direction. We need to have a few methods on how we're going to buy and a few methods on how we're going to sell. It's not just one buy. You have to have two methods on how you're going to buy. Where potential, like yesterday I showed you guys for US 30, and US 30 did exceptional, flew all the way high. It flew all the way high. Right? Who was it? If I can just open it, like the chat is open, right? Who was on the lesson for the New York Open? Not well, lesson, but who was on the live yesterday for the New York Open? Who saw how amazing the US 30 flew for the buy? It was epic, amazing. It was fantabulous. Now, again, guys, with that being said, it's not every day gonna be like honestly, I'm not a market wizard. Maybe I am, I don't know. But the case is that with you guys can see right now that look, there is some great value. There are some great value here. You just have to take the information in, right? You're gonna take the information in, write it down, journal it down, and then use this to your advantage. Okay, guys. So let's get straight into this. So gold. Right of that, I can see the pricing creating higher lows, right? We have our EMA pulling beautifully now. I want to also take note of these right here. We have the 1 hour resistance that was broken, now support, currently support. Okay, and I want to look, is there any other levels in the market where market failed to respect? So you can see right here, failed to continue or retest. So you can see that was retested, but we have these supports right here. The market didn't, as well as the bottom one right here. You can see market didn't come full these as well. So we have these levels right now. On the 30-minute, let's break it down a little bit more. Okay, so I can see a bit more in this clean, clear. This is a bit, I wouldn't actually want to put this on there. You know why? I don't want to put it there. Let me explain to you why, right? You can see that this is a very clean type of resistance right here, right? The market was respecting it. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. This right here. That was a nice resistance. Market breaks it and then tests and then runs off. You understand? So for me, I wouldn't want, because market already tested that area. I think market's gonna come back here and then they, I don't want to look at that for now. What I would want honestly is that if market can pull a bit back all the way down towards here at this point in time, that is where I can look for a potential long in the market, guys. So with that being said, it's lined up with a nice resistance area, right? It's lined up with a nice support area, and we can see that, okay, look here, we have orders buying up beauty from here. If market can just pull back all the way down back to the support area, looking at areas of can round this off for us, so we can round this off to around, say, let's just, we have 80, we can put it at 170, right? Sorry about that, 160, 170 pricing. Just give me a second. 175. There we go. 175. So between 175, okay, so between 180, 175, that is a great area for the buys to come in. So now you guys know, okay, gold, this is where we can look for the potentials to continue going higher. Now, I would wait for that and then get involved. Now, that means there should be some sort of retracement, and then we're looking for a buy higher. Until now, the things is price action can change. We can see price action change completely, guys, and we can start seeing something happen here on top, like it is like a range, or something happens here, then my decision making will change. But for now, this is what I'm looking for is market to pull back here. This is what I'm looking for, a continuation to the upside. Um, the only way I would look for a sell is I would have to come on a lower time frame, and that is going to be a short-term analysis. Is that if I look at the trend that's happening right now, it's a clear trend. I can just draw a trend line like this, right? Not even a messy trend line. I can draw a messy trend line. You can see the clear trend there. Now you're like, oh man, it looks so easy to buy. Yeah, that's the case. It is easy to take a trade if you trade with the trend, right? But a short-term sell would be if market actually pulls all the way down, and then that will be a short-term sell for us. Is that market breaks the trend, and then we get a short-term sell back into 4,180, and from there we can see the upside again for the market. Okay, guys, that is my perspective today on gold. My forecast for gold traders is I'm looking for longs on gold and potential short-term shorts. Well, short-term shorts. Shoot themselves, right, to the downside into the area where I want to go long again on gold as well. Yeah, that is my analysis for gold traders. We can have a look at US 30 on just a quick one. Now, I want to speak about some fundamentals traders. We're supposed to have some CPI news coming out, right? But I do believe, and I need to clarify this, that CPI news will be delayed, right? I believe that CPI news will be delayed. I believe that CPI news won't be released. And this is crazy news, right? This is massive news because the government, the US government, has been shut down. So it's a lot of information, right? The fact that the US government was shut down, it just speaks a lot of what's happening right now in the world. So with that being said, I'm gonna have to clarify with my sources if this is true, and I've just got some news of it, so I need to go back to some sources, clarify if this is true, then I'll update you guys in the community if CPI news will happen today. That is what I'm sure with you guys. Now, on gold on US 30, you guys can see already on the daily time frame what has happened, guys. Now, if you just use a simple daily previous daily candle, you will be on the right side already for the day. And right now you can see that yesterday was a bullish candle. We're already having the bullish momentum. It's that easy. If you can be just using a simple daily candle, guys, you'll be most times on the right side of the market, right? Like I can show you, yes, you're gonna have a couple of days lose and win, lose like that, right? But if you can know that the market's trending, when to start doing, like they say this, you see the market buys of here, bam, off the EMA. Now we have the bullish momentum. Now you see bullish momentum, bullish momentum, bullish momentum, bullish momentum, bullish. So you're buying every single damn day year over year. You get what I'm saying? You're on the right side of the market every single day. And there will still be that one day like this day where the market changes, spam, and then it changes direction. But once that changes, you're on the right direction the following day. Now you make money back again. You understand? And then the next day you maybe take a loss. Now you're uncertain what's happening, but it comes to EMA. So you wait to see what's gonna happen. Comes out, maybe here you're wrong, but there you're right, and today you can be right again. So you see, if you can just be like say at least 80% on the right direction of the market. Not saying you're hitting a take profit, but saying you're on the right direction of the market, you are more likely to be consistently profitable. Or you should say make money in this market because now you're getting the correction right, right? The correction, you're getting the direction right. And now you just need to find the entry in it and when to get exit. Well, when to exit the trade. Now you're profitable. Does that make sense, guys? The first thing is to get the right direction in the market. You find a fundamental key point to know exactly how do I get this direction. And I've given you a source right now is just simply looking at daily candle, the previous daily candle to decide whether the next day is going to buy or sell. You understand? Like here we have bullish candle, the next day continues. It's already bullish. So with that being said, now let's have a bit understanding on the lower time frame. Okay, very quickly, guys. Well, very quick. We can see structures on here. We have lows equal lows. We have a lower high rate. We have a higher high. Market's creating some low. We have a support right here, area right there. We can watch out for that area. We have a resistance in this area. Now, with that being said, we have a nice, beautiful range. On the 1 hour time frame, you will see that the range is much more clear. There we go, guys. We have a beautiful range. So what I'll do is I can just run up the entire range like this. And this is what I'm looking at, is that we have a range. We can either look for a sell from the top, a buy from the bottom, and eventually the market will break out. How do we look for the buys and how we look for the sells? Is we use a simple trend line on a lower time frame. We can go on a lower time frame, like a 50-minute, and then we use a trend to be able to use a trend. To trade a trend in a range is simply using a trend line, and now we know, okay, we're looking for longs back up. So looking for longs back up, and from here we're going to wait for the break of a trend line and then look for the sells all the way down. Eventually the market's going to break out completely, and when the market breaks out of the range, that is when we can actually start making decisions. Are we going to continue going long, or are we going to trade the short down? This is the market broke out of the range to the downside. So what we're waiting for is the market to break out of the range. But if you want to trade the range, you're going to have to trade it in the bounds of a resistance and support, meaning using a trend line. When the market breaks the trend line in the range, you go for that direction. You understand? So let me give you a bit of example if you don't understand. If I'm going a bit faster, market going down, you draw a trend line. Market breaks up, you start trading the up again. Market breaks the there, breaks the trend line, you start trading the down. That is what you're gonna do. That's how you trade the range, guys. Okay? Trading the range from resistance to support, support to resistance. That's it. I hope you guys understand that. With that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the session. Have a fantabulous day. And if you're new to the channel, please don't forget, traders, subscribe, drop a like, and drop a comment. We really appreciate it. I enjoyed the session with you guys. And if you want to join the live sessions, click the link in the description and you can join the Zooms and join the live streams where we do it live. Any questions from you guys on the stream, guys? Is there any questions from you guys that you like you guys like to ask?